give me 1 second. So Yasmina will be our SAA for today, or Sergeant at Arms, to welcome the people here.
I think I can start.
I think so.
Okay.
Just give it 1 second for the streaming to load. Okay, I think you can start, Yasmina.
Thank you so much. So good evening, everyone, and welcome finally to a new Mercury meeting. I think many of us miss to meet every Tuesday, and so do I, if I wanted to say. So tonight we're gonna have our beautiful and most amazing member, Roland, who will be leading the meeting, and so we're very lucky to have him with a with a very interesting theme. But before we start, we would like to mention some of the rules that are really important to mention, which are try to not speak in Arabic, try to not be offensive, and the meeting will be recorded. So if you have any problems with having the meeting recorded, please do contact either myself or either me or Roland. We would really like to see your beautiful faces, so try to have your cameras on. And if by any chance you had to move from your place, please make sure to put your camera off and then put it on when you come back. As I have said, today's theme will be a bit of exciting and adventurous as I can imagine it. I believe each one of us would like to know how we can thief a bank nowadays. So let's see what Roland will have to let us know tonight. But before that, let's give the stage to Suraya.
Thank you so much, Yasmina, for this warm welcome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Mercury Toastmaster meeting. Before we start our meeting, I'm back. I've been away for a week. It felt like a long time. I traveled to Italy, and it was such a lovely trip. But there was one thing that I wanted to share with you before we start. So as I said, I traveled with a group of friends. We were around 7 people, and we were doing everything together. So we were sharing taxis, we were sharing museums, we were going to museums, sharing hotel expenses. So all of that was divided equally. Every time we wanted to pay for a taxi, we'd start collecting like, okay, I'll pay this time. And later on, we start doing the math and collecting money from each other. And, you know, it's a new currency, so we're not very familiar with the banknotes. And it was such a hassle. Up until one of our friends suggested something. She said, okay, starting tomorrow, we'll have a common bank for us. So each one of you will pay a fixed amount, and we will use those to pay for all of our common expenses. And I was like, oh my God, how did we not think of this? It's such a simple idea, but it's very, very smart, and it made our life so much easier. What a great idea and a great initiative from someone with good leadership skills. Yes, even though it's a small thing, but this is what leaders do. Leaders make people's life easier. They transform processes into simpler ones to make communication between different people easier. And here at Toastmasters, we help you practice the skill. We help you learn about leadership and public speaking in a very friendly and safe environment. How do we do that? We meet every single week to practice the skill, because you can read a lot about leadership and public speaking, but you will not learn as much until you get your hands dirty. Mercury is part of an international organization called Toastmasters, which has clubs all over the world. So as you can see here, we have people from different regions in the world. They're members in Mercury and other Toastmaster clubs in their countries. All of those clubs function in the same way. We have weekly meetings. We have an educational program that is designed by Toastmasters to help you achieve your goals, to help you become the speaker and the leader that you want to become. And this program is called Pathways. Once you become a member, you get to choose a path depending on what type of public speaker or leader you want to be. And you start working on projects to help you achieve those goals. And during those meetings, we deliver those projects and we get assessed at the end of the meeting based on our performance. And this assessment is to help us improve our skills. So it's constructive feedback just to help us become better. Now, without further ado, today's meeting will be led by our Toastmaster of the evening, Roland Achar, who has some interesting things to say. So let's start this meeting and see what Roland has prepared for us. Help me welcome Roland.
Thank you, Madam President. So I think you're all wondering why this dude has $3 billion behind him. Well, because today I chose the theme of the meeting to be impressive heists. Yes, heists. During this meeting, I will be sharing with you some interesting and creative stories people did while stealing some banks. Of course, we are not here telling you to go and to do so, but to have some perspectives about how creative and crazy some people may go and may do in order to go for their desires. But first, as Madam President has said, our meeting will be divided into 3 sections. The first section, which is the prepared speeches, the second section, which is the impromptu section, and the last one, which is the evaluation, during which every single person gets evaluated. Of course, today I won't be leading this meeting alone. I have a set of professional, let's call them teammates. Let me start with our lovely timer for today. Rima?
Hello, everyone. I will be the timer for this evening, and I will be timing all the speeches and interventions, and I will be showing the colors to make you aware of the progress of your speeches. So when you will be in the right time, I will put the green. When you will be in nearly the end of your speech, I will put the yellow, and the red is when you have to I say, sorry, I'm thinking in French. To wrap up your speech, you have few seconds after the red light, and I will be giving my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rima. In our case, our speaker, which is Ian, Rima will be showing the green at 5 minutes, the yellow round at 6 minutes, and the red round at 7 minutes, as our lovely Rima said. Now, the next role taker for today is our lovely grammarian, Yasmin Al-Masri.
Good evening, everyone, once again. And as Rado have mentioned, I will be the grammarian, making sure of the use of the word of the day and the use of the language, as we have said. So, as for the word of the day, tonight we're going to have the word stagger, which means astonish, or deeply shock. An example of it is, I was staggered to find it was 6 o'clock. So please, I think the theme clicks with the word of the day, since we all get astonished when someone gets to thief a bank or gets to thief anything. So let's use the word of the day and let's hype it up when once someone uses it. If you have any questions, I will get back to my report at the end of the meeting. Back to you, Roland.
I'm pretty sure our speaker will stagger us today with his speech. So, speaking about the speeches today, Thuraya, who is, by the way, our speech evaluator for today, will be taking the stage right now to give us some insights about the speech of Ian. Thuraya?
Thank you, Roland. So today, Ian will be delivering his first speech from the Effective Coaching Manual. The focus of this project is to design and complete a project with well-defined goals and to lead a team and to be accountable to a guidance committee. So the purpose is to apply your leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and to implement your plan with the help of the team. What does Ian have to do? First, you have to select a project to complete with the team of at least 3 members. You have to form a guidance committee and meet at least 5 times through the duration of the project. Then you have to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech during this club to introduce your plan and vision. And this is the first part which we'll be doing today. And after that, there's a continuation to this project, which you have to implement the project and then deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech at your club to share your experience in developing and completing your plan. So for today, we will be hearing from you the plan and the vision of your speech. I cannot wait to hear from you. Back to you, Roland.
Well, that was amazing. And I'm so excited for your speech, Operation Magicless, Yana Long.
Okay. Ian, who is the area director in your area? I am. Oh, I have a situation. The club, Maneuver Toastmasters Club, was transferred in your area. Okay, fine, that's great. Now, what about the situation? The situation is, it is President's Distinguished Club. Yes, awesome! What is the situation again? I paid for the whole club, that's why. Ladies and gentlemen, funny as it may sound, it happens to some clubs. Members and guests of Mercury Toastmasters Club, good evening on your side of the world. Maneuver Toastmasters Club was started in 2006. It was built as a corporate club at first. Then suddenly it boomed because of none other than the mentor Raul de la Vega. And as years go by, the club number was transferred from one group to another. And it eventually became Maneuver Toastmasters Club. As a Toastmaster, one of the core values that we have is service, integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As a service-oriented man, I'm struck by this predicament of that person. Because of the pressure to become President's Distinguished Club, he has no choice but to pay for the whole club just for them to become chartered. And it hurts me not because he has a lot of money than I do, But the thing is, he was forced to do so. This is the population of Maneuver Toastmasters Club as seen on the photo. Vibrant, energetic, and smart, because most of them are, if not accountants, into tech support. Such a vibrant group, but when it was handed over to my area, they're only meeting into 3 and 4 members only. Sometimes postponing it. And I noticed that even if they have one speaker, they finish the meeting in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Here's the situation. As I mentioned, it was transferred from one division to another division and eventually to my area. And another situation that I have mentioned early on is their lengthy time when it comes to in conducting their meetings. And the first one that I have mentioned, which is the transformation of records, or simply called in our district magic. Instead of whining, ladies and gentlemen, they say, why did he do that? Why people should not do that? It goes against integrity. Instead of since whining will not do me any good. And also, it will not do anything good to the club. I come up with a plan. I asked the assistance of Raul de la Vega, Michael Jacinto, and John Angelo Dasquino. I asked for their guidance on how to turn this club around, being an area director or being a past area director coming in this club. And my problem is I do not have any team with me. And thanks to the high heavens, this guidance committee volunteered to be part of my team. Raul de la Vega mentioned that since we guide you, we can also be part of your team so that we can help you better. Raul de la Vega, past division director, Michael Jacinto, one of member since 1998, and John Angelo Basquino, the incoming area director. My target is to make maneuver beyond 8 members and shorten the meeting activity and boost up its social activity and invite more external general evaluators. Once these 3 became stable, I'm expecting guests to come in because of a shorter time, because of a stronger social media activity, and because there are general evaluators coming from another club or from another division, even another district. The timetable for this is 18 months. Why this long? To give the club the assurance that I will be there even beyond the mentioned Toastmaster year. Feel free to message me at WhatsApp and email me regarding this matter. Good evening, everyone.
That was an amazing speech, Ian. Thank you for the support that you showed, and that really shows how a lovely person you are. So thank you again. Now, ladies and gents, as I have told you, the theme of today is, let me share my screen so you can see, impressive heights. And that's what I'm gonna be sharing with you. I want you to give me a thumb up when you can see. I suppose that you can see. Guys, cannot you see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so our first height for today is the Société Générale heist. It was dubbed as the heist of the century because this bank had evolved that was practically impenetrable from the outside, with an extremely thick layer of steel and a complicated locking mechanism. There were no windows in the vault. If you couldn't go through the door, or no windows, then you go through. If you said the floor, the vault designers would scoff. It was 18 inches of reinforced concrete. It would take days or months to break through. And guess what? That's what the thieves did. Okay, just to break it down to you, the bank vault was built somewhat close to the sewer system. The thieves split into two teams for every night for 2 months, using tons worth of equipment. They dug a tunnel and they blocked it up every morning in case a sewer worker found it, and they kept digging each night. When they broke through the floor, they had to carefully move an armored armoire so it would lay just right without flopping on its face and causing great noise. And of course, we all know that no theft would like to make some noise, especially in a big and really important bank like this. Once inside, the thieves carefully, let's say, robbed the vault, taking countless millions with an estimation of $10 million. The thieves welded the vault door. And please make sure that you understand the word welded. It's in Arabic, excuse me, grammarian, excuse me, يلحم. They welded the vault from the inside. Thus, you cannot open it because it is welded. No one can access what is inside. So it was very suspicious for the police, who knew after, I don't know, maybe 6 to 7 hours. Okay. You won't believe this. Authorities apprehended the leader of the gang within a few months. But after he claimed he was ready to name some names and to give the first clue to resolve this issue, he escaped from the window of the police station and lived the rest of his life hiding. He died at the age of 57. And if you're wondering why did he die, it was from lung cancer. Okay. On the walls of the vault, the thieves left a message that rocked the media back then. And it said, sans armes, ni violence, ni haine. And it means without weapons, hate, or violence. The money was never recovered. And until this day, no one knows what happened with this amount of money. I have a lot of other stories to share with you. However, now our next section of this meeting comes, and it is the table topic section, in which every single person will be able to take a role. So to break it down a bit, or you know what? Let the TTM break it down to you. Mr. TTM, are you ready?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Excellent. Okay, I'm just gonna ask for like, you know what, never mind. I just parked the car and I'm
You got muted, Abdulrahman, if you were saying anything.
sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry. So like I said, I was actually just parking the car. So excuse the choppy audio. So allow me first to start by introducing myself. My name is the prof. No, wait, no, that would be a bit of a cliche. Let's just say that my name is the captain. Call me the captain. Now I'm trying to put in a crack team in order for us to make one of the greatest heists in the world. Okay, so before I do that, I need to let the team know of certain rules that we're going to be following in our heist. Okay, so before that, so in order for me to do that, allow me to ask my assistant in this heist, our timer, to remind those who would like to join us on this heist about the rules. Timer, please.
Yes, thank you. For the table topics, if it's like we do in our club, the other club, it's 1 to 2 minutes. So you will be asked a question and you will have 2 minutes to answer. At one minute, I will put the green light. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will put the yellow. And at 2 minutes, I will put the red. Then you have few seconds to wrap up your speech. And I will give the report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Abdulrahman.
Yes, sorry, are you done? I kind of lost my connection there for a second.
Yes, Abdulrahman.
Okay, thank you, our timer. So for those of you who'd like to join us on this heist, please do not be hesitant to share your, just excuse me for a second, I'm having a terrible connection today. Just give me 1 second. Okay, Mr. TME, if you could please just be my eyes here for a second, because I can only receive audio, I'm not receiving any video. So who would like to be the first member of our heist? Or technically the third member, since the TME is the first and the timer is the second. And I'm the third. So who would like to be the fourth member of our heist?
Okay, I saw Ayat. I don't know. I saw her raising her hand.
Okay, Ayat. Here's your question. Now, again, we're going to be pulling off one of the biggest heists in the world. So I need first to assess you. So allow me to ask you the first question. First of all, Ayat, for the question.
Abdulrahman, could you repeat that? We didn't get it.
Sorry. Are you ready for your question, Ayat? I just need to check if she's audible.
Ayat, you're on mute.
Yes, we'll try my best.
Okay, no problem. No need to feel staggered
You're
about this
hearing
whole
me
thing.
now?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so question is, Ayat, in
Okay.
2 minutes, okay, you have 2 minutes to break into office in the White House and steal the president's favorite teddy bear. And you have 2 minutes to break into the Oval Office in the White House and steal the American president teddy bear. Explain. Explain how you would be able to pull off this heist.
Can you write down the question, please?
Yes, just give me a second. I'm already typing it in.
Please.
Yes, no problem. Okay, so we have two. That terrible connection. Okay, so you have 2 minutes to break into the White House and steal the president's teddy bear. Explain how you'd pull this off.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Firstly, I will ask to meet the president for to share a problem, to have solution, to share my problem and having solution for it. A problem for society, I mean. Okay, when I want in a gentle, when I will be there with a gentle way. I just talk about my excitement of all decoration in his house without mentioning the teddy bear. To forget about the existence of teddy bear. And after that, I will steal the perfect moment to take the teddy bear. And for sure, I will go quickly outside, run outside. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Aya. Apparently, underneath this smile lies a sly, coy deceiver. Thank you very much, Aya. All right, who's next to want to be added to my roster? Our roster. Sorry about that, Roland.
I see Kamal.
All right, Kamal, are you ready for your question?
Yes, ready for my mission.
Excellent. No, it's not a mission yet. I'm still just giving you a few interview questions just to know you. Now, first of all, Kamal, just one small question. Are you in any way in a relationship? Sorry if we're getting a bit personal.
That's very personal, don't you think?
Well, hey, I mean, just remember we are role playing here, so you can make up anything you want.
All
because
right,
my question to you is basically, would you rather steal the 24-carat golden heart of Ibiza, or would you rather steal the lover with a diamond heart? Would you rather steal the 24-carat golden heart of Ibiza, or steal a lover with a diamond heart?
Sorry, what's the first one? Ibiza? 24.
Would you rather steal the 24-carat gold? So it's a piece of gold, 24 carat. It's a golden heart.
Okay.
The city in Spain called Ibiza.
In Ibiza, okay.
Would you rather steal that or steal a lover with the heart of diamond? I'm just typing this in.
A lover with the heart of a diamond. All right. Mr. Good evening, Toastmasters, TTM. You are looking for a thief. You have found the right person to do the job for you, and I will not let you down. As a thief, you have to be a realist and do what is in the best interest of yourself and society. And if I have to go to great lengths, to staggering lengths, to do the unthinkable, I would do it. I am a realist by nature. And your question, as hard as it may be, for some people might find my answer a bit staggering. For me, it's very simple. 24-karat gold always trumps anything else. Other lovers, well, they can come and go, but I don't have the chance to steal 24-karat gold in Ibiza to make it more fancy even. Heart, who said love lasts anyway? Gold and diamonds are forever. Love will have its ups and downs, and they're always interchangeable. And with that mindset, I can carry on my job and go straight to Ibiza and steal and use my creativity to make some money. Right now, we need the gold. And as they say, no money, no honey. So get your priorities straight, get the gold first, 24 carats, and all the other stuff will come later. I hope you find my answer satisfying. And with my confidence and abilities, you can count on me to go and get that 24 karat gold from Ibiza. No problem. Back to you.
Wow. Just wow. Mr. International over here, just going for the golden heart. I like that. I like that a lot. You have my respect, my friend. All right, who wants to be next on the interview?
We have our lovely president, Threya.
Excellent, excellent. Please step up. Are you ready for your question, Ms. Threya?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. So here's a curious question. Before you went into this room, we gave you a choice of either taking the key that picks any locks, or the USB that hacks any computer. Yet strangely, you went for my car keys. Why?
I went for what?
For my car keys. It's a blue Datsun, 1997. We gave you a choice between a key that can pick any lock and a USB that can hack any computer, yet you chose to take my car. Why?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In this era, information is very, very important. Information equals power. The more you know, the more control you have over people. And mainly that's how social media platforms work. So why wouldn't I choose to hack every single computer and get access to their information? Why would I choose a car over that? Well, simply because I'm in need of that car. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have a car called Zazua. Some of you may know the story behind this car and some of you don't, but mainly this car is my grandmother's car. And since it's my grandmother's car, it's also very ancient. So you can say it's been on the roads for around 14 years and several people got a chance to ride this car. So it's very, very old. And even though it's very old, I really love it. It's helping me commute around in wherever I am, and it's making my life easier. So if I were to lose this car, that's when I would go for your car, Abed. Beware, I'm not there for the money or for the size of the car or the model. I just want to commute. So keep your cars close and keep them away from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the wise decision that I had planned all along. Can I have my car keys back, please? Okay. Thank you, Threya, for the wonderful answer that will help us commute to the next question. So who would like to step up to the final interview question?
As the Toastmaster of the day, I would like to nominate someone if he wishes to participate. Salim, are you getting me? Going once, going twice. Okay, Salim cannot hear us. Okay. I saw Digant raising his hand. He raised
Okay.
his hand last time. Digant, can you hear us? Okay. I see someone else who's raising his hand, and it's me.
Okay, I was actually hoping you'd step up. Now, Roland, of course, you are already on the team. You have this whole thing guaranteed, but, just to give you a little refresher. So, Roland, in your opinion, what would you consider is a better act of stealing? Stealing the Mona Lisa or stealing the ball from Michael Jordan? Which one would you consider a greater act of stealing? Stealing the Mona Lisa or stealing the ball from Michael Jordan?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You might have heard of the word NFT, non-fungible tokens, during these days. But what do NFTs have to do with the question that Mr. Grand Master of Theft asked? The value of NFTs stands behind the utility, the real value it brings to the buyer. So let's depart from this point, the utility and the value. The Mona Lisa and the ball of Michael Jordan. Well, which one has more utility? I think none of them. None of them will give you access to any courses, to any community, to any networking, to anything. Well, let's talk in monetary terms. Which one is more expensive? I truly believe that it is the Mona Lisa. So, as a person who is living in Lebanon and who is trying to not to rob a bank, because we're good people, I will absolutely take the most valuable item, which is the Mona Lisa. But if I did so, will this have any political effects on our country? Because we know the intimate relationship between Lebanon and France. And when we'll be stealing it, we might be, I don't know, making some flaws. Unless I take it and vanish. And as we will, our Grandmaster, we will steal it and vanish. And who knows? We might be selling it. We might be copying in several copies and selling it in order to maximize our profits. Yes, this is the kind of stealing I'm talking about. This is how money is being made. Of course, this is not a financial advice, and I'm not encouraging anyone to rob anything. With that being said, I conclude my answer, and back to you, Mr. Abdurrahman.
Thank you, Roland, for this great answer. And I really appreciate that you consider the international relationships between two countries. I mean, that's why you're on the team, my friend. If it were up to me, I'd steal the ball from Michael Jordan. Would you imagine the amount of high fives I'd be getting? Hey, that's the guy who took the ball from Michael Jordan. But with that, I bid you all a very warm thank you. And before I get to disappear, once again, I thank you all very much. And back to you, Mr. TME. I'll be seeing you guys back at the hideout.
Okay, I was muted for the last 15 seconds. Anyway, let's continue our journey in the heists today. Now, I will be sharing with you another story. It is an interesting story, but you will see the footage of the you cannot see it, of the heist. I think you can see it now. Okay, now you can. And this one is named Dresden Green Vault Heist. Let's see how these people managed to rob the bank. Just before playing the footage, I would like to mention some points, some real important points. The Green Vault Museum holds the largest treasure collection in Europe, in whole Europe. And it had real security. But it was difficult for alarms to sound if the powers was cut. So I believe the security manager has some Lebanese genes in him. Anyway, this is not the topic for today. In early hours, on Monday morning, November 25, 2019, thieves set a fire at an electrical distribution point nearby. Wow, it was unexpected. I don't know what the security manager was thinking. These people set fire in the electrical distribution point, cutting the museum's power and turning the area dark. Immediately, thieves smashed through a small corner window near the museum's historic jewelry collection and stole priceless jewels with an estimation of 1 billion euros. Yes, that's a billion with a B. The thieves were in and out fast, and as police were called to the museum not long after the initial break-in. Let me show you the video of them, and I hope it is clear. This is a person grabbing his hammer and simply breaking the reinforced glass. This is 1, 2, 3, hitting with persistence, and at the end, breaking the glass and taking the money out. You might not expect, or you might think that I'm talking about a movie, but guess what? They fled the scene. These thieves fled the scene in an Audi A6, then lit it on fire in an underground parking. And yeah, again, that's not a movie, that has happened really. This was one of the most, let's say, viral heists in Europe. Suspects have been arrested, but unfortunately, no jewels were found. The $1 billion has vanished. And last one I would like to share with you, and you might have heard about it, is this one. Okay, you can excuse me for the delay. Now you can see. We were talking about the Mona Lisa. How creative, I don't know, how magical this piece of art it is. But in the Louvre, Lady Mona Lisa is set on the wall with 10.2 million visitors each year, each and every single year. People travel from their countries. 10.2 million persons travel to Mona Lisa in France. But have you ever questioned the authenticity of it? Well, there are some theories, some rumors. I don't want to be the judge of them, but these theories claim that the real Mona Lisa is stolen, and the one that we see is no other than a copy. In my position, I cannot judge, nor you can. But will people, and if this, let's say, theory has been proven to be true, will people sue the French authorities for a fraud case? I don't know, will visitors stop coming every year? Will that change anything in the behavior of visitors and tourists? I don't know. But these are some broad questions that we cannot answer, at least at this moment. Who knows, maybe tomorrow, next year, or in the next decades, we might get some information, at least a clue about this theory that has been always debatable on the internet. Okay, so now we have been talking about some important heists that took place in the history, but let me tell you why you should not rob a bank, even if it might sound real rational. It might sound, I don't know, it is so evident, but here's one of the greatest reasons, one that has to do with dignity. I'm not gonna talk more, and I'm gonna show you the exact, okay, you can see it now, the exact reason. Well, number one is this. Why you should not rob a bank, and please don't do it, because what's happening? Excuse me for the technical issue. I don't know why that happened. Just a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why my laptop decided to crash and to close the PowerPoint. However, the main reason you should not rob a bank is simply banks in Lebanon are empty and you will be wasting your time. So don't ever try to do it, man. Go do something productive, go get a job, go do something that will really help you. Besides, it is forbidden by any religion. So please don't even consider this idea. However, if you remember, when I talked to you about the theme of the day, I said, why you should not rob a bank, instead join Toastmasters? Well, let me tell you why. If you are a person that is passionate about leadership, that is passionate about learning and getting yourself out of your comfort zone, this is the place to be. If you are a person who's looking for ameliorating your public speaking skills, your communication skills, this is the place. If you are a person that wants to be, or at least gain some leadership skills, Toastmasters is the place. If you are a person that is looking for networking with like-minded people who are highly productive, highly motivated, this is the place to be. I don't want to keep repeating it, but I cannot emphasize more how important Toastmasters is and how beneficial it is, whatever your job, your career is. So, in a nutshell, Toastmasters is about networking, public speaking, communication skills, leadership skills, and what is best about that is the supportive community. We have one of the most supportive communities around the world, and this supportive community will always give constructive feedbacks. So, speaking about constructive feedback, I would like to call up on our general evaluator, Muhammad Al-Attar, who will be evaluating each and every single role taker today. I hope that I'm audible, and Attar, you can hear me well.
Yes, I can. Thank you, Roland. But first, I would like to call on our grammarian and timer so that they can give their report. So first, I'm going to start with our timer, Rima.
Thank you very much. I have my report here. So I timed the first speeches, which was the president, and I think it was Yasmina who spoke. So the first one was 2 minutes, the second one 3 minutes, and then the speaker Ian he spoke 6 minutes 56 seconds, which is the best timing for a speech. And the table topics were done in 16 minutes, which is a good timing. Ayat spoke 1 minute 14. Kamal spoke 1 minute 56. Suraya 1 minute 38, and Roland 2 minutes and 10. And then the first story of Roland was for 4 minutes, and the second story was for 8 minutes 30. So that would have been a speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Rima. And now we move on to our grammarian, Yasmina. to, yes, that smile, to give us her report.
Thank you so much, Muhammad. I really enjoyed the theme. I really enjoyed the meeting. As for my report, I am actually proud of you guys. Because most of you used the word of the day. Now, please excuse me if I haven't, if someone I've not named them through whom used the word of the day. Who I remember were Roland, Abdurrahman, and Kamal, so I'm very happy for that. Overall, everyone's grammar was good, but what I would like to shed light on is some mistakes that can be improved in general. So instead of saying called simply, we can say simply called. It makes more sense and more organized. Instead of saying to share, we can say to discuss a specific issue. We can change the phrase from vanish to remove, for example, to avoid exaggerations. And regarding the good sentences, I've really found good sentences that some of you would find them normal, but for me, simple sentences are the best. So one of them was sometimes postponing, feel free, be prepared and be humble, countless, intimate relationship, break it down a bit, join us on this heist. We must learn from failure, the realist by nature. My answer a bit staggering, and no money, no honey. So as much as these sentences look very normal to you, as much I enjoyed listening to them and sharing them with you now specifically. I hope you have benefited from my report, and I would like to go back to our general evaluator, Muhammad.
Thank you, Yasmina, for that informative report. Guys, I need you, before I give my overall evaluation about our meeting, to vote for the best table topic speaker, and I need you to give feedback to our speaker, to everyone who has given an table topics answer, so that they can, and they will read those comments and they will approve upon that. So we will take 2 minutes. I'm going to ask Rima to choose 2 minutes. I'm going to ask Ian if he wants to sing in these 2 minutes, and vote for your best table topic speaker and provide feedback for everyone who has participated. Thank you.
There once was a ship that put to sea, the name of the sea was the Billy Old Tea. The winds blow up her bow, dip down, don't blow my bullet boys blow. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when time is done, we'll take our leave and go. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your night. You are only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the night of a dark black night.
Thank you, Ian.
Ian, I want to thank you for that performance. I have a very bad voice. Your voice is good, and if you went to Arab Idol, not Arab Idol, America's Got Talent, you would get the golden buzzer. So yeah. Okay, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for Rima. The 2 minutes are up, correct? Yes. I would like everyone who has voted and who have given an evaluation. Now, before I give my general evaluation, I would like to call on our evaluator, Suraya, so that she can give her evaluation on Ian's speech. So, Suraya, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Hamad. Ian, congratulations on delivering this speech. It was a very interesting one, and I'm so happy to have heard it here in our club. I'll be dividing my evaluation into two parts, content and delivery. So let's dive in. First, let's start with content. I'll go over the outline of your speech. You started with a scenario showing us a certain thing that happened with you, sharing your experience in a very engaging and humorous way. Then you elaborated on the situation and you linked it to the topic of your project. After that, you introduced the team that assisted you, and then you introduced the targets, the plan, and you gave an estimation of the duration of the plan. Now, concerning the content, the vision was clear. We could see what you wanted to achieve. However, I have one concern, and that is the problems that the club was facing were not very elaborated. So I think before you explain the target, it would have been better if you started by going over the problems in details. Why is that your target? And then explaining the targets and going over the plan. Now, after this, you can go into the plan in details. And here I also have one small comment, and that is I want to know the details of the plan. So you gave broad titles, but I think you could have asked, I have some questions that I wanted to know. For example, I wanted to know, what is your plan to improve the social media presence? How are you planning to shorten the time of the meetings? What is your recruitment plan? Because this will also affect the estimation of the time you have. So those 6 months or 8, I think, a month that you have to achieve those targets, how are they going to be divided? Because sometimes, like, the targets are big. If you don't have detailed action plan for each title, you might not be able to achieve the goal on time. So try to detail this plan and to put an estimate for each section, or at least a rough timeline, so that you can achieve it in a reasonable manner. Now, moving on to the delivery, starting off with the vocal variety. I love your vocal variety. It had some nice variation in the pitch and projection. It was not overdone, not exaggerated. It was natural. When you were saying a story, or when you were sharing your experience, you were playing with your voice and with your body to show the different characters. And it was humorous, which really helped engage us in the beginning and introduce to us the plan that you have. Second, in your delivery, use PowerPoint. This is very needed in such projects because you have a plan to explain to us, so we need to keep track. The PowerPoint was good, but I feel like it could have had some more details to make it more explanatory for us while you were talking. For example, maybe you could have added the names of your team members with their titles, and to show credibility of why they should be on your team. Because they're part of your team, why did you recruit them? Maybe also show a visual chart of the timeline, so we can right away look at it instead of like going into the details of it. A visual timeline will be interesting for us to see in a PowerPoint. Now, overall, the speech was very clear. We were able to know what are your targets and what your plan is for this project. I just would recommend, as a summary, to explain the plan in details and to explain the problems as well. And in terms of delivery, I would recommend that you add some more details to the PowerPoint. Thank you so much for delivering this speech, and I'm looking forward to hear the next speech of this project. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Thuraya. I'll be giving a very very detailed evaluation for everyone. I'm going to focus on not saying the word because I've been saying it a lot and I'm working on stopping that. So I'm going to ask Roland because he always tells me, "Look, you did a very, you crushed the records for saying count for me now. I dare you." First, I'm going to start with the Yasmina, our essay as an SAA. It's what you have a very nice introduction. You greeted everyone. You are positive with the perfect positive tone, and that's something I really like about you. Like we start our meeting with a positive vibe. You explained the rules well for members and guests. You weren't quick, but you can express more. You can give us more information. Your pitch was good, but you could have added a little more stuff. For Suraya, our president, every one thing, everybody likes a good story. You did a good intro for Mercury Club. You explained what do you do, who we are, what is Toastmasters, and what can members and guests learn here. And that's why we are here for today. Now, moving on to Roland, our table. No, before Roland, I'm going to talk about Rima, our timer. Rima, when you first gave your speech, there's no need to apologize if you made a mistake and start telling, "Oh no, I know French." No, you are here to learn. You are here to make mistakes. You are in a safe place, and I want you just to go with it. We're not waiting for you to say sorry, to apologize. You had a role, and you did a very good one, a very good job in that. You explained the rules for the speech, for the table topics, and timed everyone. You gave a detailed report about each member who has participated. And that's good because everybody would know how much time he took. So for next time, he could increase, decrease, so that he can know that he's within the time limit. So I want to thank you for that. Yasmina, as a grammarian, you explained the word of the day. You did your job perfectly well, but you did not send, you only send the word of the day in the chat. So let's say we have an online meeting now and we have some connection issues or anything that could happen. I want for Yasmina and everyone else who's going to be a grammarian, always send the word of the day on the chat along with its explanation and the example so that people might have not read it, people might want to use it. And thank you for reminding people to use it before table topics. That's for Yasmina. Now I go for Roland. Roland, you did a very good job as TME of the evening. And I want to thank you for explaining the meeting agenda. It is important to follow our planned meeting for both members and guests so that we can know how things are going to go through. Usually speaking, you could grab someone's attention through the first sentence, or you can lose it also in the first sentence. You started very good. You did grab my attention, honestly. It's a very, very, very interesting subject. It shows a lot of creativity. The theme it was very interesting. I would never, you gave a lot of, it's nice creativity. You could ask, you could explain it that way, but work on staying confident. There was a sentence or a couple of sentences where you just wanted to finish your introduction, just move on. No, you have to be confident. You have to take your time and confidently deliver your message. I did one. You did good research. I personally learned a lot of stuff, and I think it was very good. But and this one thing about what I'm doing today, I want the evaluation is of course for Roland, but use it for future references. You forgot the main parts of doing a speech. Sorry, you forgot the main part of your roles. I need everyone, whether it's a timer, whether it's a grammarian, SAA, the Toastmasters of the evening, anyone, create a checklist so that you can go through it without missing anything. You forgot the feedback for Ayan. You forgot the feedback for Ayan. You forgot to ask Rima if everyone was in time. You forgot the table topics evaluation and the voting. Now it's something that usually happens. It's okay, but for your future speeches, table topics, everything, always keep with you a checklist so that everything is going on time. Again, you are here to learn. And imagine now you're actually doing a business meeting, okay? And for example, you're using visual aids, and those visual aids had a problem. If you start apologizing and say sorry about that, sorry about this, I'm very 100% positive that you will lose the attention of everyone that's sitting there. You have to work, you have to create your own character and personality in a way that if a mistake happens, what would Roland do? Okay, we just move on. You just continue with your speech and you show confidence. Never show anyone that you have made a mistake or something that happened. No, you just move normally, and that shows a lot of character, leadership, and confidence. Everybody makes mistakes. That's a song by Hannah Montana. Everybody does really makes mistakes. But the thing is the good leaders at how they act upon that mistake. Now, for table topics. First, I have some couple of points for Abid. Abid, I see improvements and I see more confidence while giving your table topics. And also, guys, never apologize. It ruins your moment. It ruins your confidence. It ruins the people that are listening to you. Rima apologized, Roland apologized, Abid apologized. You do not apologize. You just move on. You made a mistake. That's fine. You continue. You put a mental note next time. I'm not gonna do this. What can I do to make it better? Try to use the moment. You can, for example, Abid had a bad connection. It's normal. You live in Lebanon. Sometimes you don't have electricity. You can say, I had a bad connection because I'm actually in the middle of a heist and the police are, I don't know, ruining our connection. So just try to be you. Try to make it into a funny comment. Always send the table topics question in chat, because if we could not hear you, we could always read it. When you asked Kamal about the jewels, personally, I have no idea. Why would I was impressed by Kamal's answer, and I'm going to move with that later. But how could I know the difference between the two jewels you said? Maybe I would, if you showed me an actual image, I would have chosen the red one because I like the color red, for example. For next time, you have to be more prepared. Show if you're showing comparison of two stuff, it's better to show it. One of the good things that you did is that you started them a member. Always start with a member so that if there are any guests, they have an idea of how table topics can go and they would be actually encouraged to participate. Your side jokes are funny. You're getting better, but you were too fast. Chill and do your role. I think you would have done a better job if you weren't in the car parking and you were in the middle. Thank you for participating today with us. But you're parked. Just calm down. An extra 10 minutes, 5 minutes are not going to change anything unless you're waiting for the electricity to go and you need to go. That's a different subject. But you need to take it easy and give effort to your role. Now, for people who participated in table topics, Ayat, I know your question was probably a little bit hard from Abid's. It was a bit difficult question. You took your time, which is good, but the secret about table topics is just be you. You cannot start a sentence by saying, I am going to do, for example, pasta. Okay. You can't say the word okay in the middle of a sentence because it shows that your thoughts are not in place, or you just wanted that extra boost or something. Try to be you, give an answer that Ayat would say, and I'm sure that table topics would have been easier. Watch out for Arabic. You did say an Arabic word. Practice your creativity and make mistakes. It's okay. You are here to learn. We're here to make you better. And it's fine. Kamal, your answer was very good. I was impressed by your choice of words. You made it funny. But why do you make pauses between every 2 to 3 words? So you were like saying, I love doing jewels, and then you pause, and then you say another 3, 4 words, and then you pause. And I don't know if you have noticed that, but I had to mention this so that you. Oh, Kamal has just been updated now. Okay, I'm going to update it. Okay, to repeat only for Kamal. Kamal is here. Let's see. Come on. Kamal, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I was explaining I was evaluating your table topics question answer. I was saying that your answer is very good. I was impressed by your choice of words. You actually made it funny. Like it's a comparison, and you actually made it into Kamal. That's what I'm saying. Kamal made his answer a Kamal answer because it's his personality. But one thing I've noticed, and I wanted to tell you about, well, why do you make pauses between every 3 to 4 words? So you're saying 3 or 4 words, I am Kamal Kassab, and then you stop, and then you make another 3 words, and you stop. Is it because you're thinking of an answer? If that is the case, I suggest you take more time to think about the answer. But yet, I really wanted Abid to show you the picture. It would have made it easier for you. Threya, you know what's beautiful, guys? You know what's beautiful about table topics? It's that it really is surprising. So I think Threya would have actually chosen the USB, but Abid took that choice from her. He told her, no, you're going to choose the car. Be creative. Show me what you're going to do. Show me how are you going to express that? And she did. And you actually create a valid reason for your answer. I was like, okay, I want to see what Threya is going to do now. And that shows skill to talk about a completely different answer. That's something I don't think personally you would like. And that is a very good way of improvement. Roland, in your table topics answer, you were talking like a real businessman. But I really think that you did think about this before, about stealing the Mona Lisa, and that it's troubling. Overall, it was good. I liked your answer. One thing, guys, again, just to make some things clear, we are here, we are here, we are here to learn. We are here to make mistakes. It's okay. Table topics is not easy. I personally, I'm not even that good at table topics. I require constant practice, and so do you. Before you come to a speech, before you do your speech, before you do your role, it's okay to read what you wrote to make sure everything's okay. What can you do? Talk to your mentor, talk to your members of how maybe someone had a lot of ideas, do brainstorming, and do a checklist so that the meeting would go great. The other day, I wanted to say this example. The other day, I had a meeting at 6:30, but nobody told me I had a meeting at 6:30. I was in the shower 6:30. So they called me. They were like, go, you have to open a library. So I don't know what I wore, and I just sprinted there. And they required me, and they asked me to talk something. I was completely sweaty, very, very, very tired, but I actually did deliver a few good words, but there was no one to time me there. But I think I did good, and I wasn't scared. I was confident, and this is what Mercury and Toastmasters teaches you. You can stand in the middle of a crowd, like at any time. This is what table topics teach you. At any time, okay, I'm going to talk about this. Okay, I set a certain idea, and I move upon it. When they asked me, I was like, what am I supposed to say? What was no? I looked them in the eyes. I was confident. I know what I was supposed to say, how to say it, and I did a very good job. And this is thanks to the practice, thanks to members, and thanks to Mercury Toastmasters. So by this, I conclude my evaluation. It was very detailed, but this is for the next time, and the times after that. We need to minimize our mistakes. We need to make a perfect meeting, and by that, I conclude. And back to you, Roland.
Thank you so much for this very detailed evaluation. It was an amazing section. And Thuraya will now be announcing the results of the best speaker, best table topics, and best evaluator. Thuraya.
Okay, let me share my screen. So for the best table topics, that will be, drum rolls, Kamal. Congratulations, Kamal. It's a long time since you've been here, but you certainly took that ribbon. I also have one more award, and that is the best online presence for this meeting. And this award will go to our best speaker, Ian. Thank you so much for the lovely addition to our meeting. it really made the meeting much warmer. Also, I really loved your speech. So don't hesitate to pass by our meetings anytime you want. And I would definitely want to hear that speech, the continuation. So back to you, Roland, if you have anything to say.
I will just wrap up the meeting. I hope that you enjoyed the theme. Everyone did amazing job. Thanks for all the role takers. This was our meeting, our theme for today. And